All right, we are back. Got microwave chimichangas for the class. Enjoy. What? There we go. It wasn't taking me a year and a day to load in again. come on, not again. There we go. Waiting for something, sir?
Hello.
Hmm?
Hello.
Hey, you waiting for something?
Yeah, just waiting on Violet.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Echo 75 is back 1041 and temporarily attaching to whatever the next available medicute is.
And volume attaching to Medicare.
.76 to SSSO for briefing.
Just gonna take
Hello?
his hat off
8.
or something.
He's going to the locker room.
Wow.
Hey, no, hello. Hey, Benjamin, come on. Let's 25,
Oh.
Benjamin.
Hey.
Come on. Let's 25. Come on.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell you about a cadet I just gave into trouble.
Okay,
Let's,
yeah.
They give you service.
Yeah. So basically,
I'm sick, I can't do briefing.
You're fine, get up here.
Fine.
Okay, no, you sound like
Just
shit.
give
Get
me
back down there.
Uh,
Say, you're up.
Thank you, Sarge.
Say, you're up.
No, I don't want
You sound fine, so you're fine. Get up here.
demon.
I don't know what that means, so...
So-
I am dealing with a demon.
Can you have fun with that literature, whatever that is?
I will have fun with my wizard shit.
did you say orange chicken?
Hey, everyone. Hello.
Oh, Nikolai.
Orange
There you
chicken.
Hey.
go.
I heard orange
Nice.
Hey.
How you doing?
You need some orange chicken. Perfect.
oh, something's wrong with
Already,
Corey, guy.
Corey. Damn.
Oh, bye, Nikolai. Bye. Bye.
Abby.
Hello.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
Abby, you're
that's
next.
fine
Come on, get up here.
Abby has been off.
Abby's doing this.
Oh.
No, it's fine, get up here.
Go on, Abby.
She has been off.
Hey, Abby, you're looking pretty sharp up there.
Not you're banned from speaking for the rest of the briefing.
That is wild, sir.
Well, hello everybody.
Ooh,
This is Abby
thank
Sharp
you, Mystic.
Briefing. How is everybody?
Hello, Abby.
Yeah. So what's the teats from the previous shift? Anything that we need to know from the previous shift before that as well? Anybody?
Hi, I got grabbed from a scene. Smile.
Again.
What do you mean again?
Nothing.
Okay. That sounds really sus, but okay. Anyone else got anything?
Just one thing. What's it called?
Where's the pizza
If
from,
you
by the way,
are
Mystic?
have any suspect in custody, just make sure they are aware of what's going on and they're coerced to make a plea. Because I've seen it twice happen so far, where people taking suspects to the cells of any station, but they're not 100% to make a plea. So they're like concussed or they're not aware of what's going on.
Hey,
let's try to ensure
Reaver.
that, you
Perfect timing.
They're 100% to make a plea.
Okay, got it. Anyone else got anything? No?
Make sure we're searching people.
What context?
Context?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. Like when you bring them into the cells?
Just in general, if you have people who are injured on scene that need to be put in ICU or suspects, make sure we're searching them.
Nice, Mystic.
We
nice.
can only check them for IDs. We cannot just do a full-on search of any victim that is going to an ICU. If that's what you're trying to say, we can only check them for IDs and that's it. Otherwise, that is a violation of the Fourth Amendment.
I've got something as well. Please make sure that on the processing level of VPD, please make sure everyone is closing the doors and locking them. Because I've found that not many people are, and I've found a few
Okay,
that were
Reaver.
open
It's
before I came
pretty
up here, so
interesting.
please
Oh,
be aware of
Reaver.
that.
Wait, Reaver. You still here?
Oh, Okay. So let's go through the ranks. So, see some cadets. Do you have anything to bring up in briefing? No.
Morph
I
is
love that, I love
currently
that.
using
Keep doing
the Steam name. I believe
officers
it
and
was Daddy
deputies.
Slut TTV.
No. Senior officers and senior deputies.
As a piece on the whole, make sure your suspects are not concussed or anything like that. So we can make it clear. I already mentioned that. Also, when you are processing someone, make sure you tap on the little
Like I said, it's
things
Morph.
there, like
It's
for example, like
Morph
reckless
currently
driving, whether it's a
using
misdemeanor
it.
or felony, or evading, whether it's a misdemeanor or felony, just to make sure that'll make it a lot easier to look into reports, whether for certain things.
Okay.
Oh, also, since Mace isn't here, I'll say it on his behalf. Don't forget to tag your reports with the gang that's involved, if they are involved in the report. Also, if there's any rifles involved, make sure you put rifles as a custom tag with an S. And any reports or statements you have related to the Aztecas, please reach out to Mace directly as he's working on something with them.
Okay. Thank you very much. Corporals. Any other corporals? Do you have anything? Sergeantes.
Is there anyone in this room not rifle certified? Everyone in here has a rifle certification, yes?
Yep. At least I do.
That's right.
Oh my god, rifles again.
Tough for me.
Okay. Lieutenants.
Alright, I have a very important announcement to make. So, the past few days there's been an uptick in... No, I don't have anything to say, I'm sorry.
What? Uptake in what? You can't just continue.
Suspense!
Suspense! We need
Can-
the
can-
ending. We need the ending. It sounds like a good story. We need the ending, Sammy.
He'll die at the end.
I think there's a
Oh.
sequel.
No, but for reals, just kind of reminder. Obviously, we have having dispatchers, we have janitors and stuff in the station. Make sure to go say hi to them, talk to them, make them feel at home with us. They do a lot to, help our, make our stations look clean and nice, and also dispatchers help our lives a lot while we do this. So just make sure to appreciate them, right?
Okay. Awesome. Command or high command? Anything? Do we have any command or high command? No? Okay. DOC, do you have anything?
Yeah, we have a lot of things. My name's Ted, Deputy Warden, DOC. All right. We're gonna be having a couple of cadets around today. All right. So please call us for transport and everything. Even if it's below like 20 months, call us anyway. All right. We might come pick them up nonetheless. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Sappho, do you have anything?
Nothing specific, no. Just give us a call if you need us. If you want us on a TAC channel, let us know what channel you want us on. And just give us a holler. To tack on what Rick said as well, if you do have anyone who you're concerned about their ability to make a plea or anything like that, just give us a call. We're more than happy to come down to the cells and assess them and go from there.
Thank you very much. Ragnars, do you have anything?
Hello, dear police here. Nothing really to report. I know that a lot of cadets and are being brought in now from all of the departments, which is wonderful to see. Hello, cadets. This is a message for you guys as well as for your FTOs. Please be mindful of ranger jurisdictions. For those of you who may be combining, jurisdictions include the majority of the mountain passes, the Vinewoods National Park, as well as the coastlines as well within 100 feet of them. So if, for example, Vespucci Beach, we have jurisdiction along the sand all the way up to the walkway, to the entrance to the stores there. So just please be mindful. That also includes the Alamo Sea. So anything along the coastline of the Alamo Sea, including within Sandy Shores, is our jurisdiction. So just be mindful if there are rangers on duty to contact us first
Weird.
before responding
She's not
to those
showing the
calls,
chair.
because we are seeing a rise in those happening again, and not just from new officers either, from experienced ones. So we just want to make sure that we keep up that reminder. Other than that, I love you guys. You're all great, and I appreciate you.
Can I just get a clarification on one thing, you Rangers?
Yes.
The ATM on Vespucci Beach by the bicycle rental, like way down on
That
basic
is ours.
That is yours, correct?
That is ours. However, obviously, if there are rangers that are at the north side of the state, for example, it does take us some time to get down Death Ocean Highway. So in the event that we're not going to be able to respond in time, we may look to reach out to a single officer to respond just to be on scene as primary, and then we take over primary on arrival. Which also just reminds me, actually, thank you. If you are requesting rangers to come on scene to assist with a call, we cannot take primary. So that includes even if we arrive first on scene. So, for example, if you wanted assistance with an ATM up in Toledo, for example, when we arrive first on scene, we cannot take primary. We cannot do the processing of that either. So, just take that into consideration. But obviously, with things like if you need us to assist, for example, like a downed dog, for example, we had a call for that a little while ago. That's different. We'll take primary regarding anything to do with the dog. Or anything to do with animals across the state entirely.
Okay, thank you very much. And also remember, if you're on an AD or on a call or anything like that, and it goes into their territory, please do let them know over shared that you're going in there, just in case you need any help, extra help, or anything, and just make them aware.
Yeah,
okay.
A lot of us are also getting our Coast Guard certified now, as well, so we can help assist with Coast Guard calls. And obviously with Mountain Rescue, it's slowly starting to get more rangers air certed as well, so we can do assist with that. But yeah, love you guys, appreciate you all.
Alright, thank you very much. Janitors, do you have anything?
No, nothing from me.
Okay. Right, going once, going twice. Does anyone have anything else to bring up before we end this lovely briefing?
One last thing. This goes for everyone as well. Like, we do DOJ. If you need DOJ and there's none around, we do have bar certified LEOs. You can just reach out on shared or radio. Sorry, just ask someone available to assist.
What's Nikolai doing?
As well, if you're going to go to a bench trial as well, bar certified officers can kind of do bench trials as well to prosecute the case.
Okay.
Nikolai has a megaphone.
Nikolai, put the megaphone down. You're loud enough.
Damn.
Where the hell did you get that megaphone from?
You don't.
I don't really want to know.
You don't
I don't
want to
know.
know.
I think it's behind the podium. I guess.
Okay. If anyone doesn't have anything else, just get out there, kick some ass, names, and be safe out there. Okay. You're doing
Oh
amazing
wow!
jobs.
I don't think I've
Appreciate you all.
ever seen an officer with a traditional policeman's hat.
Dismissed.
I didn't even know we had those here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I'm not Nikolai. Well,
I honestly did not know we actually had those in the server. Echo 75 is 76 to Sandy Shores, so we'll transition to engine 1. I hate these doors so much. 75 officially attached to engine 1.
Yeah, Ford.
I hate these doors.
I hate them too.
I hate these doors so much.
There you go, I got yours. I got
I told you. I hate these doors. You know, all kidding aside, engine 1 is also 10.8 RTV. All kidding aside, Reaver, it's interesting that the vehicles actually take that damage in that parking lot somehow from locals. It's like somehow the locals can just like kind of drive by and they almost create like a sonic boom and smash out the windows when they're parked in there. It repaired itself when they went inside briefly. They went inside the garage because you can hit a button to have things repaired right there. Yes, yes, motorcycles. Face off against a fire truck. Brilliant idea. I mean, I almost did right there because those guys just came right out, you know, like we're gonna play chicken with this giant fire truck even though we're little tiny bikers. NPCs, basically. That's the roleplay term for NPCs in the roleplay servers. You know, because you don't want to ruin the immersion by saying NPCs when you're role-playing, so they came up with the term locals. No, see, it's, because it's still GTA, you will get, NPC/locals that spawn with the GTA 5, gang, cuts and logos and that sort of thing. So, the Lost, and, if you go down to Grove, you'll get Ballers and those, or Ballas, I should say, officially, that sort of thing. And they are very happy to shoot those ones, too. And there's a local just walking down the middle of the freeway. Okay. Uh-huh. We're getting a lot of crazy server spawns already. Do you still pay attention to your German cosplayers' Insta stories, Reaver? Or has she gone to the wayside ever since you found Miss Malaysia? You do? So did you see her ask me anything a few days ago? Where someone asked her about a couple One Piece characters? I had to, of course, tell Brianna and Leanne about that, about her answer of to Ace or Law, one in front of me, one behind me, all night long until I don't know my name anymore. Leanne's quote was, and I thought she would say this exact
Medic 1
quote.
will be 10-6 for 5 mics. I need to nap quickly.
10-4.
Exactly what I thought she'd say. She's like, oh, I see she's a woman of culture. What was your question? Were you the one that offended her by asking about whether or not fans can join? Well, I'm glad you didn't, because, yeah, that's going a bit far. Whoever did that's just kind of a jackass. Right. Ah, okay. Well, you took your mind, local.
Get him out of her hand. I can't get him out of my hands and he's taking that. I'm lazy.
No, you don't. No. Spectre F5 muscle and just think about the magic wand.
Nope.
She tried
No?
that one.
Nope. Tried it.
That usually
Nope.
works.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Try
you
go
gone to the
changing
tattoo
clothes.
shop and getting him
What?
to use the glue? Yeah, he's got special glue.
Oh yeah,
That
tattoo
removes
shops
that.
work too.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could just take a nap. It takes like
Or that.
excuse me.
Or
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You could do if you wanted to.
I'm just gonna.
I was gonna go to the tattoo shop, but then I realized
Oh
I'm
my
an
God.
overdraft, so.
Oh my god.
I'm
She's
late.
gone in Jess's office. She's gone in Jess's office. She's gonna die.
Oh, rest in peace,
Get
Naomi.
hazmat.
Yeah, we're gonna need hazmat.
Oh wait,
Just
I
get
got
out.
this. I got this. We'll save her.
No, it's Jesse's office. You need full PPE to go in there.
Oh, bet.
Medic 1 is Section 8.
10-4, we'll come back.
10-4.
I hate that you can't go on the radio when you're on the phone.
Oh.
Oh, I found out where we get a lot of calls there now. You know that DHS
Drugs.
affordable housing? No, that's where that is. It's those blocks.
Oh.
So it's people coming out of their houses getting fucking assaulted by local
I'm
FDR.
here.
Alright, you ready? Let's go.
Yeah, what? We're going.
Go.
Okay. Alright, let's go. I see you.
Bye.
I don't know what medic we are, but we're 7016 to the 47.
Are they medic 1? Or is Andrew medic 1?
Andrew's medic 1.
So they're medic 2.
Yeah.
I take it you're medic 2.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Another one.
Medic 1 over 1076 to the 1047 in Elborough Heights.
10 medic 1. It's all the 47s. Everywhere. Oh, my phone is running slow. Back.
Oh my god, what have you done to it?
I don't know. It's like just from when I went to like my contacts, it took ages for the app to open, and then oh, it was weird. I've had it before.
You need to get a new one. Time to upgrade.
It's because I'm messaging Craig. It's normally what breaks my phone.
Yeah, that checks out, honestly.
Should I ask why you're giggling?
Violet? No, never. The answer's always terrifying.
Gotcha.
Look, if the deputy commissioner comes here, I didn't do nothing.
I believe it.
Oh.
Medic 1, did you catch that latest update?
10-4, responded to it.
Oh, so they were self-transporting and that saw the ambulance, I guess. I mean, that's nice. They never normally tell us.
No, that is true. I mean, they made it halfway as well, so yeah, they really didn't have to.
Oh.
Oh.
They just continued. Okay.
They were just letting us know. It's still better than nothing.
Yeah, it's fair.
Medic 1 is code 4 on the latest 1047. Patient was transported by other person to Billbox Medical 108 RTB.
Hey, Medic 1.
I forget if she answered that, by the way, Reaver. Did she say what the next cosplay is?
Medic 276, go back to 1 Cat 3.
10-4.
PD EMS.
Send it for fire rescue.
It's going to be in the canals.
Yeah, that's just west of La Puerta. It's going to be south of Innocence Boulevard on a grassy patch. Going to be gunshot
Yeah.
wounds.
Where Craig is.
Ten four, bus will be en route. Medic 1 over 1076 to latest request.
10 Medic 1. Sorry.
No worries.
Would you look at that?
What?
They sent a ping.
Nah.
Without being asked. They just did.
They're learning.
They're learning.
Medic 1's 1023.
Medic 2 is gonna be code 410-8.
No, not Foot Finder. Although, curious. Okay. Oh, do we have any update on Mark's status?
Not that I know of.
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Medic 276 delays 911.
Engine 1, same traffic, just in case you need traffic control.
And Laura, thank you.
Oh, jeez, in 20 minutes. Engine 1's 223. Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow. That's too close. Huh.
medication first before we do that. Just gonna.
I mean, it's gonna
See
hurt
thing.
regardless of pain meds, but I can give you pain meds to help.
Do you want 7 point of pain?
Yeah.
What would you rate your pain from 1 to 10? 10 being the worst pain you've ever experienced?
6
6, okay.
and a half.
Jason?
Yeah, I was taking care of an alert. What's up?
You're good to break off at a 10:47 if you want.
Gotcha.
Medic 1 is busy and we're medic.
Agent 1 is breaking off from current flight latest 47. Oh, okay. It's over there. Agent 1 is 1023.
DOC to Sanford.
Send it for fire rescue.
We're gonna need an ambulance up here at Bolingbrook State Penitentiary. I have a
Hey,
correctional
how
officer
happened?
that didn't know how
I
to
hit a
drive
rock.
a caddy.
You hit a rock. All right.
Front flip,
kinda.
Appreciate it.
All right. First thing I'm gonna do is get this neck braid on. Yeah. Okay.
Echo 9
closer
Echo 1
look, see
could be
what's going
attaching
on.
medic 3, 76 to the latest.
And 4 medic.
So basically, you fell off your bike after hitting that rock.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it's anything too bad though, so that's a good sign.
Well, I wasn't going too fast. It's just the rock got stuck in like the perfect spot, and I did a front flip.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. Well, that said, since it was it knocked you off your bike onto the ground, I'm gonna at least since I only see minor bruising, those don't hurt too much, right? Not any significant pain.
No, not really. Just my pride.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and make sure there's no concussion then. Okay.
Alrighty.
track that movement of that too. Take a look and see how your pupils react. Hey Zolski, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay, good. No sign. All right. Let me just make a very nice, thorough sweep though.
Medic to attend to everything to build like medical on patients category 2.
And while I'm checking your arms and legs here to make absolutely sure there's no breaks, can you wiggle your toes or fingers for me?
Yeah, one sec. Let me try.
Okay, yeah, your
Medic
lips
1
are
will be
looking
attended
good.
to Public Medical with 1 time category 2.
10-4 Med 1.
Okay, just crack open this ice pack, put that on this arm. I've got another one that I'll place on the other. That said, how you feeling then? You want me to just help you to your feet? See how you're doing?
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, if you're okay with that. You have to immediately tell me, though, if you have any sort of nausea or dizziness, any sort of things like that, okay? That good?
Alrighty.
Okay, I'll give you a assist to your feet here. Gonna just give you a nice firm tug and get you standing in 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Oh.
There you go. How you feeling?
Whoa.
Feeling all right?
Yeah.
No nausea,
Got up a
no
little too
dizziness,
fast.
none anything like that? Okay.
Not really.
Well, since I only saw bruising, I can release you if you're willing to sign a little paperwork for me.
Yeah, sure. What do you need?
It's called an AMA. It's called Against Medical Advice. It's basically acknowledging that, you know, I'm basically releasing you on scene. And if you do have any issues, that you get to pillbox and have a doctor look at you officially.
Yeah, alrighty.
Alright, there you go. Can I get your name?
Medic 1 is 1023 Pillbox Medical.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Let's take a look. What's the name on there?
Medic 323.
Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go, I think.
There we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Okay, you have a much better day. Jason Langley, if you need any reference.
Thank you very much. Do you need this neck brace back?
Yeah, I was just going to take care of that right now. Matter of getting things done in order, you know.
Alrighty.
There we go. Okay. You
Well,
take
thank
care.
you for your help. You
No
too.
problem.
Medic 2 is vaccinate RTD.
Engine 1 is also code 4, patient released on scene, back 10-8 RTD.
And 4.
You would have enjoyed it, you know it, Zolski. fuck? Interesting. That looks like a local valet. How you doing, Dozolski? Having a good week, I hope? Dude. Locals do not understand the rights of through traffic. Hey, even Trapper has built-in aura reading now? Jesus.
Medic 1 to dispatch PD request on Innocence Boulevard will be code 4, show me 10-8 RTB.
10-4, copy all.
Echo 1741, going to be attaching engine to 10-8.
Hello.
Doing search.
Welcome
right,
aboard.
Jason, you want to do your hazmat cert now?
How long's it gonna take?
Probably an hour, up to 2 hours, but I'd say more like an hour. It's not as big as Let's Say an eval.
Alright, if it's an hour, yeah, I should actually be able to do that.
I just need to make sure I get all the correct documentations. And the reason why I say that is documentations keep changing at the moment for hazmat, so... Oh, that has definitely changed a bit. Okay, then.
Let me open it up as well.
Alrighty. Let's go into this room here.
Engine 1 and Engine 2 are going to be 10-7 for hazmat training.
10-4, copy that.
Okay.
Medic 2, 1075 Mike.
Hey, Praise, how you doing? Good to see ya.
Okay, so let's get started right away. So, oh fuck's sake.
I just the same thing. Didn't notice. It's just easy to climb on these things, you know.
Jason, I'm going to be sending you some good old links for your email chain.
Alright.
So that is the statewide known HAZOP stuff. That includes stuff which would also be in the ERG handbook, but also has state-known cures for stuff, like stuff which ain't used by any other place in the world. But is okay in this state.
That's the same link from our firefighter handbook, right?
Yes, if that HAZOP is in the firefighter handbook, I actually do not know that. Let me have a quick check. Because I've always just used them direct. I haven't actually used the firefighter handbook itself in a short while, as in on that sort of stuff. Let me just quickly check. Ah, yes. Yes, that is perfect.
PD to corrections.
It is the same.
Perfect.
Send it.
Nice,
Okay,
Praise. Congrats.
You also need the emergency response guide, ERG.
Yes, that nice
Hello, I got
small,
a
what is
suspect
it,
ready for
200-page
transport,
document, something like that?
under 20 months.
10-4, we'll get somebody
Oh,
down.
I'm sorry, almost 400-page document.
Yeah, very small.
Yeah, okay, got them both.
Okay, then I'm going to be giving you a different document in a minute. Well, in a few, and then... Okay, so, and this is the presentation you need as well. So that is just for you to follow along. I'm reading out what you need to see. It basically has a little slideshow for everything you can see when we're going along. So, are you ready?
Okay, yes, sir.
Are you ready, kids?
Yes, indeed.
God damn it. You didn't do SpongeBob special. I trusted in you, Jason.
It's
Aye,
been
aye,
forever since I've seen that, so...
Well, do you have any water on you at the before I, die of frustration?
There you
Thank
go.
you.
You're welcome.
Right, so... ERG stands for Emergency Response Guide. This is the acronym, just in case you ever, try to remember. So if somebody says ERG, it means Emergency Response Guide. Hazmat just basically means hazardous materials. Don't really need common sense. Don't even really need common sense. That just should be standard knowledge to everybody on this planet. And IC equals Incident Command or Incident Commander. Okay.
Got it.
So the goal of this course is to qualify candidates, aka you, to be trained on a minimum job performance requirements for the personnel at a scene of a hazardous materials incident to a technician level. Topics include classifying and verifying the presence of hazardous materials using various instruments, demonstrating the use of instruments to identify hazards, predict substance behavior, estimating potential outcomes, developing a command structure and a plan of action, utilizing appropriate PPE, and then performing control options and performing decontamination. A massive aspect of hazardous materials in the San Andreas are those that are designed for human illness, injury, or death. Oftentimes, the hazardous materials that are displayed within the state are of that nature of man-made, aka somebody made them to cause great harm. The likeliness of a member of a fire department attending an incident where conventional materials being utilized is moderately to highly unlikely. Let's just say that Burger King incident I had a long time ago, where it's a legit gas leak and it was nothing malicious. It was just a gas leak. For known cases of hazardous materials to be known to have been used to cause harm to personal property can be found utilizing the San Andreas Services document on statewide known hazardous materials, which you already had a link to. Basically, that is all known ones so far, including radiation, which I had yesterday. This document includes signs, symptoms, ways to combat spread, containing spill, leak, and attack, and how to decontaminate a following in response. In addition, it is required for you to submit an incident report following any hazardous materials interaction. These can be submitted as fire-related incidents. Now, there is an asterisk that now, because hazardous materials seem to be happening so much, really the case comes down to is if it's a very unusual case, or let's say you need police to cordon off the area like I did yesterday, you know. But if ever in doubt, just do an incident report. Jesse's not going to yell at you. We're just trying to make it so there's less incident reports from the fire division, you know.
Right. Gotcha. Makes sense. I'm also very curious about that, but then I'll focus on training afterwards, though. I'm going to ask you about that radiation stuff, but go.
Hazardous material incidents can happen at any time, anywhere, with any sort of material. Some materials are stable, others unstable. Some materials are stable until provoked, others are unstable till provoked. Yes, so are materials like they are a pain in the ass to deal with. Because they're like going absolutely crazy, and the next thing you know, putting some phone on them, and they're instantly just neutralized, and you're like, okay. Some react poorly with water, others combated and others are combated and diluted with water. The madness of hazardous materials is always changing, and guides are created in order to control spill, leak, blowout, etc. For most up-to-date guidelines on hazardous materials response, we always utilize the emergency response guide on hazardous materials. This guide is updated every few years. However, most up-to-date version of the guide may be a few years behind today. So, for the sake of our state, we have an old version of the ERG because trying to get the most modern one, which most of the world uses, let's just say there's not enough dollars in this department to pay for it, most likely.
Gotcha. Right. Makes perfect sense.
And also, I don't even know if we could potentially get it, if that makes sense to you.
Oh, yeah, no, right. I mean, we live in a unique state anyways, so, you know, we deal with what we have access to.
Yep, using this guide is fairly simple once materials have been identified. This guide will give you an accurate response methods to combat an incident. Do not forget that actions on an incident involving hazardous materials is responsibility of an incident commander. A hazardous materials incident is a major incident. Here's a quick lesson on how to use a guide, which I'll give you just now actually. We'll go over several scenarios during a course to ensure you're familiar and able to navigate a guide. Now yesterday, I had a bit of a thing. The HazOp had a different way of dealing with the fucking radiation than the ERG, and I went with it with the HazOp. I've already informed Jesse of it, but essentially they're both the same thing. Minor difference was I use IODD spray, where the ERG guide says just use water or foam spray or CO2. I technically did do one, which was a water, but I also added iodide to it, which also collects radiation essentially and forces it down. So I did give Jesse a heads up about that, just in case that isn't correct, and he can just correct me on that in the future. But yeah, I would just say follow the ERG guide for that, because the HazOp is also done by SAMS, and I don't really know much about hazard stuff.
Ah, okay. I was going to ask
Usually,
who was HazOp, so someone from SAMS. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Wait, am I copying a correct? Just want to make sure I'm not going to give you the actual FTO stuff. No, I'm not. Okay. So this is a guide. If you just want to read through it.
Okay, this is using the ERG, right?
Yes.
be nice if we had an actual app ourselves.
We don't have an app, but don't worry, it's easy enough to still find stuff quite easily. And I think Jesse does, but out of state, Jesse also is involved in this type of stuff, so he has the app.
Right.
He basically has a cheat code for
right.
in a weirdest way possible.
Okay, I think I got it. You definitely have the reference for it, though, if needed. Basically, you take a look at the placard, the color, the number. You can use any one of the sections in the book, depending on how you want to go about finding it.
So say again?
So you'll have like a placard identifying the material if it's like being transported to something, and you can use the ER guide to look it up.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But yes, everything on that guide is actually for the state of San Andreas. Funny enough, uses the exact same code, color code and numbering system, like the exact same.
Right.
Which surprised even Jesse, if to be fair.
Yeah.
Everything else is different in the state of San Andreas compared to other states. Yeah, nope. The ERG is exactly the same. Hazardous materials incidents can happen anytime, anywhere, with any sort of material. Some materials. Oh wait. No, I've read that part.
Mega 3 is at the fire station. We'll disband it for now. Yeah.
I don't know what the pilot was saying on radio then. Hazardous materials are classified by 9 categories. Class 1 is explosives. Class 2 is gases. Class 3 is flammable liquid and combustible liquid. Class 4, flammable solid and spontaneously combustible and dangerous when wet. Yes, that's actually a class name. Class 5, oxidizer, organic peroxide, and Class 6 is toxic or poison, and poison inhalation hazard. Class 7 is radioactive, so I had a Class 7 hazard yesterday, and Class 8 corrosive, and Class 9 miscellaneous. Now, you don't really need to remember the classes, it's just there for you to, you'll also find that out when you're searching up stuff anyway on a handbook. We're just saying it to you.
Do we have, am I missing where that reference is? Do we have a quick reference to those classes?
It's just on the ERG, which we'll get to you in a minute on, just part of the ERG itself, so you don't need to worry about that too much right now. I will get over that soon, and I've lost my ERG handbook, which is never good. There we go. So, next is personal protective equipment is the highest priority for hazmat response. Hazmat, that's a new word. Hazmat response. Identifying the equipment is required is crucial for success of the incident in a San Andreas fire and rescue. We operate level A hazardous materials protection. These are most technologically advanced pieces of equipment in order to protect the technician from any external or internal hazard. So essentially, when we go to any hazmat call, the Rangers have something called minimal PPE and maximum. We essentially always go in maximum to any hazmat call, because that way we are totally protected.
Right, better safe
So
than sorry.
level A assemble includes positive pressure, full face piece, self-contained breathing apparatus, a totally encapsulated chemical and vapor protective suit, aka what our PPE is, and inner chemical resistant gloves, chemical resistant safety boots, a two-way radio communication system, in-suit cooling systems. Yes, our own PPE suits get aircon, mate. Outer gloves, hard hats, and optional elements of this ensemble that are used based on the unique requirements of each situation. So, let's say some situations you may need an extra chemical coat around, which you can easily get from our hazmat lockers, but 9 times out of 10, or almost all 10 out of 10 times, our PPE is more than enough for every situation. For suit also offers external Velcro patching located on the shoulder and thighs and boots. These offer patching chemical, vapor, paper to assist with identifying substances. In correction, this also assists the technician whether confirming or not they have been contaminated or require decontamination efforts. They can also be used for little med bags. You may have seen once or twice, just Velcro a tiny med bag to the back of your shin or something. That is also preferable because you do need to treat a patient in a hot zone,
Makes sense.
The other option we withhold for hazmat response is our bunker gear. Bunker gear offers some protection from hazardous materials, however, protection is minimal. So our bunker gear is what would be classed as minimal PPE, mate.
Gotcha.
It's also not...
Echo 4141.
It's also not to be recommended to be used for any sort of chemical-based or fluid-based materials, as it could cause soiling of the gear. An example for use of bunker gear and hazmat response would be known for is a natural gas leak or carbon monoxide, because those are what those suits are designed for. They're not designed for extreme chemicals or air-based diseases or whatever. They are essentially there for fires, carbon monoxide stuff. Smoky area, just non-deadly. Well, in case they're all deadly, but you get my meaning.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah.
They're not designed for racing and stuff. Okay, they're designed for. Is that a? Okay, I don't know what that was all about. Items such as carbon dioxide poisoning pose no harm to the technician, as carbon dioxide is gaseous poison that targets red blood cells through inhalation. If scuba is being worn, there's no threat of being inhaled. So yeah, if our fire bunker gear is being worn, we got no danger of carbon monoxide or smoke or anything like that, because we already have a breathing apparatus. But everything else, you would need a hazmat suit. Okay.
Got it.
Tools used in hazardous materials incidents must be resistant to several factors. These tools cannot conduct electricity, probably common sense on that, cannot be flammable, also common sense, cannot conduct a spark, cannot be reactive to chemicals, etc. The majority of tools utilized in hazmat operations are specifically designed for hazmat operations. So in our field, we'll have a lot of shielded electronics, like a multi-gas detector, which I'll get to in a minute, but we also use a lot of hand tools on scene. Like when I was digging that radiation up yesterday from whatever was causing the radiation, I just used a shovel. As I'm not going to get a digger out, I'm not going to get public works anywhere near it. I know it's radiation, but it's still, you don't want to contaminate a shit ton of equipment when all you could potentially contaminate is a wooden stick with a piece of metal on the end,
Right.
So hand tools are amazing tools to utilize, as we can be very precise with them. That's another good thing as well. Being careful not to disrupt the materials is key, and being able to utilize your hands is definitely a major importance that can benefit a technician greatly in an incident. Hammer drills, rulers, pencils, pillars, all examples of hand tools. Just be careful with pencils, because sometimes the lead in them can cause a reaction to some chemicals, so make sure you follow the ERG guide, which we'll get to in a minute, on yeses and nos on that.
Okay.
Multi-gas detector. Multi-gas detectors are fantastic tools to be used for hazardous material incidents, as they offer a range of detection properties. Multi-gas detectors can detect 4 primary gaseous materials: lower explosive limit, oxygen, carbon monoxide, and hydrogen sulfide. Let me give you another link. You can go through that when you wish. Has Jesse updated it yet with what is good and bad? Okay, well, he hasn't done so yet, but you can still read through it.
Got it. A lot of links.
Echo 41 attaching to med form.
And far?
Nobody saw that.
So,
Oh, we saw it.
We all saw it.
LELs are essentially, if it's an LEL, basically means there is something in the air, alright? But how much volume it is really does depend on what is in the air and how much, if it's being pumped out still from wherever it's coming from. Okay. So once you're done reading that, and I'll go back to what I need to read to you.
I'm almost done. Yes, good old hydrogen sulfide. All right, got it.
Okay. Next is radiation detector or Geiger counter. You already know what that is, right?
Yeah.
They can. Our ones can detect extraordinarily low levels up to the highest levels of radiation. So if you hear one of our Geiger counters trying to take off to space, I would even say even in our PPEs run like fuck until we got back up. Radiation detectors are also waterproof and typically handheld for ease of operation. Next, we've got positive pressure fans. Positive pressure fans, you should have learnt this in basic on fire anyway, but positive pressure fans are similar to use to ventilate structure after fire. The same principle is key at hazardous material incidents where substance in question is not a threat or dangerous environmental hazard. Fans can be used in conjunction with windows being open to ventilate fumes of certain gases from a structure or enclosed area. The only restriction of these fans is that they must be battery operated to avoid combustion.
Echo 12 breaking off med 242.
Oil absorbent pads, snakes, and catch-all. For typical oil, fuels, lubricants, etc., oil absorbent items such as pads, snakes, and catch-alls will pick up most fluids from the ground. These pads are unique as they will not absorb water or fluids other than oils. Fluids and lubricants. Fluids or lubricants as well, for that matter. They are a great option to assist technicians with hazardous materials from progressing in water, example, to cause harm to human or wildlife or environmental life. So let's say you have a little stream with a lot of oil in it going towards, let's say, the ocean, which could harm a load of wildlife. We can put these big pads down to basically soak up the oil and keep the water mostly fresh.
Awesome.
Decontamination is an absolute must, or you can just use it on the ground as well. Nothing's stopping you from using it anywhere. If there's oil, you can use that to pick up the oil.
Got it.
Decontamination is an absolute requirement. If following an accident with hazardous materials, any sort of chemical, biological, or radiological or nuclear contamination must be removed from the suit prior to the suit being removed from a technician. This is done by two different methods. For non-life-threatening substances, soak a technician with water via fire hose for 5 minutes would do in before doffing. It says doff. Oh wait, hold on. Doffing's actually a word, ain't it?
I think so.
Hold on a minute. I was about to say, Jesse, there's a typo for me, but doffing.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Oh, taking off.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
That's what I thought.
There's a spelling mistake.
Nope.
Okay, for
You just
non-life
decided to be weird, I guess.
For non-life-threatening substances, soak a technician with via fire hose for 5 minutes before doffing the suit, and for life-threatening substances, in a plastic tub, soak a technician with water via for fire hose 5 minutes. The technician will then be brushed with a decontaminant flare, soaked for another 5 minutes, and this process will happen twice. The contaminants must be collected and disposed of safely. Any and all parties involved with decontamination must be wearing leather protection. If involved in the decontamination, members conducting a wash-off will utilize once they have decontaminated technician who was involved with the life-threatening substances. So, essentially, the person who helps wash you off if needed will also need to be washed off after you're washed off.
Right.
Now, in all honesty, with how we've always done it here with us, is essentially, oh, Violet just got tackled by PD. Violet's under arrest.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so essentially how we do it is we decontaminate our scene. We do have decon showers in the trucks, but yes, we can use a fire hose as well. Actually, I think we basically connect the fire hose to the shower nozzle anyway. But
Okay.
yeah, and then we just spray ourselves down. What is recommended on procedure on getting it off, because let's say if you've been using our, you want to make sure that when you're taking effing off, you are not contaminating yourself with stuff already on you. So it's recommended you take off, once you cleaned yourself, recommended you take off your helmet first, your jacket, and then essentially your trousers and gloves. Because if you take off your gloves first and you touch anything else with your hands, you've contaminated your bare skin.
Right.
Yeah. Do your absolute best not to contaminate your bare skin when you're taking effing off. And then just put it all into bio bag for incineration at the end, which is essentially what happens to it all. Procedures are guidelines followed at all incidents. This is similar to procedures seen on the medical side or fire side when attending calls for service. They must be followed at all times as following the same procedures time and time again will create habits, and proper habits save lives. The procedures that we will use in staff will always be for following. Hold on, I need to read this bit because this is orange. If you know what substance is already, a lot of these steps may be skipped over. However, it's always proper to consult for ERG to ensure that all safety precautions are being followed. Knowing that natural gas leak or propane leak, for example, doesn't require use of a hazmat suit, as you already know, with risks associated with it, as we merely need to find a source, shut it off and ventilate in order to clear it from the area. It's also important to know fire risks. If there's a potential for a fire, wear full bunker gear. All of this information can be found in the ERG, which we will get to, and I'll give you a full tutorial on how to do it. Receive calls for service and respond to an incident. When attending calls with hazardous materials, it's extremely important to designate what you may need. Sometimes this is challenging given you're not on scene yet, so sometimes we aren't necessarily given 100% accurate information prior to arrival, so best judgment must be utilized. Contact the highest ranking individual and determine a plan, or for incident commander, Wait, what? How did Jesse word this? Contact the highest ranking individual and determine a plan, or for incident commander, as sometimes we may be responding to a different type of incident when we arrive at scene. We determine a hazmat incident is taking place. Sorry, this is very weirdly worded.
Yeah, I get you.
It is important to plan for these contingencies and attempt to plan for equipment required, as in, do we need a fire engine or for decon? Do we need police for an evacuation zone? What level of PPE should I wear? Establish incident command, who is in charge and who do we report to? Question and assess. Very first thing that has happened at any hazmat incident is to assess the situation and begin questioning. If you can see an item from a distance, observe it with binoculars. Look for obvious indicators like placards, barrels, with similar substances near it. Where possible, question the witnesses or victims. The very first question should be asked is, why are we here today? This is a very neutral question, and oftentimes will bring out the most important information immediately. Ask questions what they may think to be irrelevant but rather important to us, such as, what did you see? What happened? What did it look like? Did you smell anything? Did you see anything leaking, streaming, or smoking? What color is it? Was it liquid or solid? Do you hear anything coming from it? What did you have in your pockets when you went near it? And did you touch or pick it up? What?
Just interesting about, what they have in their pockets. That's one I wouldn't have thought of naturally. That's like that.
Yes, something, because some things can react even in people's pockets.
Yep.
Like yesterday for me, it was, what did you hear? And did you hear anything coming from it? They obviously saw nothing, it's radiation, but, these are all great questions for their own and the reason why they heard something is there's a Geiger counter right there clicking away. These are all great questions for their own set of reasons. Each of these types of questions may give pointers or hints on what's going on there and what type of material we have. For example, if asked, did you touch it, the individual says they did touch it, and they have absolutely nothing wrong with them, that rules out several different possibilities immediately. Except for yesterday, the individual who was around that irradiated rock I had to deal with, one of them sat on it for funsies, and I was like, I really wanted to say, are you a dumbass? But I professionally, I just had to say, please wait for Jacob to check you over.
Right.
I feel sorry for him later in his life.
Yeah.
Assess the answers you've been given and make a plan. If you can see for possible... Approach a hazard... Oh, wait. Fuck my life. Okay.
You're good.
Assess the answers you've been given and make a plan. If you can see for possible hazardous material, assess it yourself, but observe the substance or item in question from a great distance whilst uphill, upwind. In this state, it's almost impossible to tell if you're uphill, upwind. All right? So you won't get blamed for that because everybody sees differently, and it's a real pain in the ass to figure out which way is the wind blowing, unless you actually have a fire nearby and you see the smoke moving in a direction, or you see the trees actually moving in a specific direction. But other than that, you're kind of fucked on trying to figure out which the way a wind's blowing, if you get my meaning.
Right. Yep. Totally get it.
You do not want to position yourself in a position where airborne substance may contaminate you or the team. If the item in question is indoors, you cannot determine what it is based on answers provided, and you cannot see it. We'll have to suit up and head in to assess. Approach the hazardous materials and make your assessment. We are looking for obvious indicators here. What is it and what does it look like? Are there any placards around it? Is the answer... If the answer isn't too obvious to both these questions, it's time to sample and take your readings. Take readings and samples of the items in question. Utilizing a sampling kit, reading tools are listed above as reference tools section. Sample the item, take readings for possible radiation, fuels, gases. All of this information will then be submitted for lab for assessment. In terms, will give us information of what the item in question is. Now, I would say a good 75% of the time you can figure it out on scene, just by seeing what substance is on the ground or using an ERG. You can determine it on scene. Rarely you'll need to go, okay, this needs to go to lab, because you just can't figure out what this green goop is. And it goes in a bio bag, you send it to hospital then, takes it and puts it into lab for analysis. There are other cases, though, where the police, MCD, Rangers, or any of the other law enforcement branches may take the substance once it has been sealed by us in a bio case, and we do a handover to them. At that point, it's on them. If they fuck up, it's on them. It's not on us, because we followed all procedures and we've given them for biohazard material. They also have their own sort of hazmat stuff now, and Reese has been arrested.
Uh-huh.
But yes, if they do take it, just still, make a note of it that they did, and make sure, you covered your ass by following all procedures, right?
Right, that would definitely be like part of incident report. Substance in question was seized by...
No, not really. No, we've had one already with Reese and Jesse on scene, and they said no incident report was needed, just because essentially... procedures were followed. Just remember who you gave it to, just in case anybody comes up to command in the future and says, hey, do you remember who was given this hazardous material? And you're like, oh yes, it was Stevenson or whatever.
Gotcha.
Alright. Utilize emergency response guide for information on what substance is, how to deal with it. The RG will give you information on what PPE you need to wear when handling the incident, how to dispose of substance, and how to properly decontaminate afterwards. It will give information on evacuation zone requirements, also pardon me for that hiccup then. And then decontaminate when needed and submit an incident report if needed. So decontaminate, we already went over that. Just make sure you properly clean yourself in the suit first before removing the suit, and then properly clean yourself again afterwards, right?
Right, and remove the suit in the proper order, basically, essentially from head to toes, leaving clothes for last.
Yeah, so you're not touching yourself. Try your best not to touch your skin with your gloves as well, obviously.
Salieri? I have espresso.
Amara, you're yelling.
Sorry.
Okay, the next part of the hazmat course is the scenario portion. This portion will allow you to blah 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 blah. Okay, so that's actually for me to read, not for you to read. Not for you to hear. Okay, so I need to go over the ERG handbook with you. So the greatest example, I actually taught myself this, and I told Jesse, and he said it worked. I was perfect on my answer. Is if you go to use an ERG, at the very top, do you see that number with 1075?
On the ERG guide
No,
itself.
using an ERG for tutorial I
Oh,
gave
that
you.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that big placard there, 1075?
Yes.
Okay, now you go to the ERG book and you do in your tablet Control F and literally type down 1075. Now it'll take you down to essentially a yellow page, a big yellow page, right? And you'll see a list on the right hand side, or left, either left or right. They use tables, so it can be either left or right side depending where that number is. So on the right side it is for me. It shows 1075 being guide
Butane.
number 115, butane, butylene, isobutane, isobutane, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. So it can be a huge load of things, but you've narrowed it down from 400 pages down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages essentially. Now, what you need to do at this point is because it is
Jason's getting a cert.
Guide number 115, you just then type down 115. And you may need to go down once or twice, obviously, because there's a lot of 115s, but you do need to just go down a few times, and it will change color from yellow pages, because yellow pages are like, if you think of it like a telephone guide, it's like the lookup table, you know, so you need to keep going down.
Yeah, there's a lot of 115s.
There is, but don't worry about it. Because they're all compressed into like how to handle guides. Like all those 115s will be compressed into just to 1 or 2 guides. And I do not know why I'm having so much trouble trying to. Oh, I think before I just scrolled down to. Yeah. Oh, my bad, mate. Yeah. So with guide itself, you just scroll down on the right hand side. You know, grab that scroller and go down, and you'll see big guide numbers like guide 111. Just keep going until you see guide 115, and then that's all good. So I just got to guide 115 now, which is if you do want to know for pay. Actually, no, I'll let you find it. I do want you to try and find this stuff as well.
Guide number 115. So are we talking about page 95, talking about acetylene, ethylene, and propylene in mixture? That one?
No, I'm on. Hold on. What page number are you on?
95.
Okay, so I found it at, hold on a second, I found it. Negative, that's blue color for different type of gases, that's still not for guide. If you keep going down, you'll see big words with guide and then a number underneath. It'll be orange pages. Orange
okay,
pages.
Orange. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're having trouble scrolling, mate,
I just got to orange.
Yeah.
And then I accidentally scrolled back the other way. Sorry. Okay. Orange pages, and now we're looking for the 115 in the orange pages. Okay.
Huh?
Guide 115 in oranges, gases, flammable, including refrigerated liquids.
Yep. So all of those 115s you found will be in one of these. Essentially.
Yes,
Give me a second.
I
got
saw a
brain
little
cat
bit
being
of
very
clip of
naughty,
it,
so
Kiki.
they're going up my brain room.
I don't know. I might like the chaos with this case since it's something different. Yes, I like stealth, but something different is fine.
Okay, so, and you'll notice, right, all those 115s, as you said, there were so many things which link to 115, and it only goes for 2 pages. So that's how compressed, like, that table compresses it all into just a 1 or 2, up to a few pages long guides. So, with that guide now open, and 1075, its potential hazards are fire explosion, extremely flammable, will be easily ignited by heat, sparks, or flames, so now you know what you're dealing with. Will form explosive mixtures with air, so don't have oxygen in the area, as in, like, don't have O2 tanks in the area. Vapors from liquefied gas are essentially heavier than air and spread along the ground. Then it will give you a caution about some other potential hazards with some materials which are still linked to 115, but a bit more rarer or just not as common, but still, you know, they are linked to the same thing. So with hydrogen, deuterium, refrigerate liquid, methane, hydrogen, methane mixture, basically all those are lighter than air and will rise. Hydrogen and different fires are difficult to detect because they burn with an invisible flame. Use alternate method for detection. And that's where we use a thermal camera. So if your multi-gas meter is saying, hey, there is gases here, or there's a fire alarm going off, but you don't see a flame, take out thermal camera. Bet you that will be an invisible fire.
Okay. I like how it also mentions a broom handle.
Yeah. Vapors may travel to source of ignition and flashback. You've heard of flashback before in fires, right? Like, firefighters have that problem where they open a door and boom because they didn't check how hot a door handle was. Yeah, essentially that. Cylinders are exposed to fire, may vent and release flammable gas. Containers may explode when heated. So that's basically what is a hazard. Now, the health part is basically what can happen if somebody inhales gas, inhales a substance, inhales the hazard, you know, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be gases, it can be ricin for all you care. This will tell you what the health stuff is. So, vapors may cause dizziness and asphyxiation, you already know that. Some may be irritating inhaled at high concentrations. Contact gas or liquefied gas may cause burns. Fire may produce irritating and toxic gases. So for fire itself may produce different gases again.
Okay.
So public safety, now that is more for public use, as in if somebody from the public had this document. So call 911. You don't need to do that.
Okay.
You're already there.
We
Keep
are
unauthorized
911.
personnel away.
Right.
Yeah. Stay upwind. Once again, hard to tell. Many gases, basically, that's just public safety. Protective clothing. Now, this is a part which you can really pay attention to on when you're on scenes with different materials. Is it will literally say to you what to wear. It will either be SCBA or other variants or PPE. If it says SCBA, you can just wear your normal fire gear. All right.
Right.
Yeah. Your bunker gear. You don't need PPE.
Gotcha.
Structural firefighters' protective clothing provides thermal protection, but only limited chemical protection. Always wear thermal protective clothing when handling refrigerated cryogenic liquids. And evacuation is essentially how to evacuate and how far people should evacuate, which we don't need to do because we run into it. We're not running from it. Well, we're not really running. We're walking to fires usually.
I get you.
So yeah, and then on the second page, usually for last page or for last pages, depending, are for ones with what actually is how you fight it. So if you go down another page, you'll see guide 115 still, and it's on the other side for guide number. Do not extinguish in a leaking gas fire unless the leak can be stopped. Obviously, if there's a gas pipe rupture, you call public works to shut off the mains gas. You do not try to contain it with what we got, because that's just wasting our resources and it's not going to do anything. You know. Small fires use dry chemical CO2, and as you can see right there, mate, it literally tells you how to put out fires. Literally just tells you what to do with that substance, one by one. So, small CO2 or dry chemical, large water spray or fog. If can be done safely, move undamaged containers. And then also says to you how to handle tank fires, like like tanker trains or whatever.
Gotcha.
Also, it tells you how to handle spills or leaks. It says to you how to handle LPG and even first aid. At the very bottom, it says first aid, how to give first aid to a person who has had an unfortunate case of getting attacked by O's. And that is the ERG guide, mate.
Okay.
It's very simple once you've done it once or twice. I think you'll probably already now know how to look up stuff on it now once you're given a number or a name of a product. So you can be given either number, name, or both. If you're given both, that is fucking great because then you know exactly which one to look for in that list. But if you're just given a number or if you're just given a name, then you can, name is basically exact, and though certain circumstances may not be. But if you're just given either one, you can still look up for general how to deal with the stuff,
Got it.
On some of these, as it says with large fire here, for LNG, liquefied natural gas, pool fires, do not use water, use dry chemical or high expansion foam. So that is where, if you do not know exactly what it is you're dealing with still, but you're just given a number, try to use whatever it says to you to use, which is still viable for everything else, if that makes sense. So, let's say you come up to a thing and you got absolutely no idea what it is except for a number, and it's a large fire. I would 100% just go with a dry chemical or high expansion foam. I wouldn't go with water just in case,
Right. Can we set our main water cannon to spray foam from it?
Yeah, we have spray. Yeah, we do. I've already confirmed that. Yeah, we can spray foam. We have CO2. We also have CO2 fire extinguishers in our engine as well as. We basically have everything on board our engines.
Okay, so it's basically switching a line, but it would, still come from the main cannon on top.
More like turning a valve. There's there's a load of valves on the side of our engine for settings with a water cannon. You just need to turn a valve to enable for foam to go into for pressurization system.
Right, but yeah, so then it will still come from the main cannon.
Yep, or the hoses if you wish, either one, or both,
Perfect.
But yeah, I hope you do get what I mean by that, though, with the, if unsure, use what for warning says about certain things. That if you use, let's say, water on this instance, it'll make it worse if it's this gas. You don't want that to happen just in case it is that gas, so you want to use something which is fine for all,
Right, exactly. Yes, no, that makes perfect sense. It's like there's no reason to use water if you're unsure for any reason. As long as the safest can treat it, use the safest.
Okay, so there's other things in this state I do need to tell you, but it's gonna be kind of awkward. In this state, some scenes you won't really have anything, how to put it, you won't really have anything you can really pick up in your hands per se. That's why you get a box out and stuff, if that makes sense to you. Like, you don't have any, So just keep that in mind. Always check all scenes for, if there's something like physically pick upable, or even like, something in, like if you see bags on the ground or other things such as that, see if you can also pick them up if they're hazardous material. But if not, it's hard to explain.
No,
but you
I
probably get my
understand.
meaning.
Yes, no,
yeah.
I do. Mm-hmm. Yep. Basically, I think a good way to say it is handle things the correct way, as per, there are ways
like
to
you
handle
do,
things.
like you do with like you do with a lot of fire rescue stuff anyway. And so we trust you know what to do with that. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I just need to wrap my head around this next part so I don't accidentally say anything I shouldn't do.
Right, because this is kind of like a test portion coming up, I think.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna quickly read through this, make sure everything's all good.
Sounds good. Well, you do that.
Oh, and obviously, I always have this saying, if there's more than one hazmat technician on scene, always ask the other one, even if you're instant command, on, you know, just questions on potentialities of what you may have missed. Because
Yeah.
as two pairs of eyes, especially on a hazmat scene, is really preferable.
Right,
You may think of something I didn't of, or I may think of something you didn't of, because we're only human beings in the end, and sometimes things just slip our memory, or just we're thinking on one way how to attack a thing, and you may be thinking of another way which may be more suitable, you know?
Right, no, just like we did the other day in regards to a Mark situation. You know, I showed up last, but I heard you and Reese conferring about how are we attacking moving the ambulance, which is, yeah, definitely it's the way to go. You know, work with each other, talk things through. Okay, well, you're doing your little reading. I'm gonna grab a bite to eat real quick here.
Yeah, that's all good. I just need to... Yeah, I'm just going to read through this all because I want to make sure I don't give you something I shouldn't give you, but also want to make sure I can read out for parts which I'm meant to read you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, Kiki, but like I said, it's I like stealth, but I think I'll like this just because it's something a little different.
Alright, I actually need to go set some things up. So, Jason, I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to go get like a little scenario set up for you.
Okay.
Alrighty. Now, just keep going over the ERG handbook. Challenge yourself like I did right now. Like, think up of a random 4-digit number and find out how you can tackle or combat it when I'm...
Okay.
Yeah.
For this scenario, should I actually get in PPE, or can we just say, you know, that we're actually using
I
it?
would say, I'll leave it up to you. You know,
I'd like to be comfortable, if that's okay. I mean, your call. You're the one in charge.
Nah, you probably should get into gear, but you won't know what it is until I tell you for scenario and get a scenario ready. So I'll see you in a minute, mate.
Okay. All right, so.
It already is, though. It is a hazmat situation, always.
So if it was 1198, it would then be a 132. Oh wow, I found a rare one. That's 131. That's 132. Flammable combustible materials, maybe by heat, sparks, or flames. Explosive mixtures with air.
When he pulls over, I'm can't do it. The red screen, all over it. Oh my god.
did. Good, 1198. I did 1198. Hope this isn't boring to everybody. But you get to see me go through eval type stuff very shortly here, which I'll probably generously fuck up as usual. Yeah. Will you stop that, Jason? Is a 125, so let me just do 125. What? Found a difficult one to look up, apparently.
Jason, this is going to be a proper test, so remember all the stuff I taught you earlier, like, you know, for multicast meter, everything else, like PPE if needed, or even scuba if needed. Basically, remember everything I've taught you, alright? Don't fail me.
Yeah, I mean, you know how badly I test, so...
Alright, but, we're gonna...
Echo tenancy testing for Meg doing on 1042.
Thank you for your service. Have a good one.
Right, so let's just say you have responded to, or you've got a 911 call, right? A 911 just came through on our dispatch, and basically it goes, I came into work to open up Burger Shot, and I walked inside and there's stuff all over the place. The registers were broken, there's hissing sound almost coming from the back of the kitchen. I went to the back and I smelled what smelled like a burner. I checked and the burner was off in the back, but I think maybe something is leaking back here. Can we get a response?
Okay. So with a call like that, I think initially it would show up in full bunker gear, and then basically show up and start the assessment, make sure there's an instant commander.
Alright, so let's get started. You want to go get your bunker gear, and I'm going to go over there and pretend to be someone for you to deal with.
Where are you going to be?
Next to the bathroom. The scenario is taking place near the bathroom. We can call that Burger Shot.
Okay.
Missed briefing.
I fell asleep.
Hello.
That
Hello.
is funny enough.
Hello, firefighter. The hissing's coming from the kitchen. We got no idea what's going on. It smelled a bit like propane, like just some sort of like hint of propane smell in there.
Oh my god,
Okay.
that alarm is alarming in there. I don't know what's going on. There's a loud alarm. It's fucking screaming at me.
All right.
Are we doing fear? Are we doing fear? Hang on.
No, Darcy, you gotta go in there and have a quick look. It's for Jason's training.
Yeah, go ahead. Have your look before.
And also-
I go in.
It was screaming at me. I didn't know what to do. I just ran.
Hold on.
PD to shopper. Fire rescue.
Could I be get a bus near Legion for one
I'm
person?
kidding, I'm a
to
really
use
bad
across
victim. I can't do that. I can't do victim.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Do you want to get
so-
out?
so
Or do you want me?
We
He
need to
said-
have a police
Thank you.
officer. Nobody else is FTO
you want, you can
certified.
take a
Garcia, I
response.
don't know if she has a document. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also be a police officer. Hey, I'm PD. I'm unit 69.
Get them to send them to
Of
Basically, went near kitchen, smelt propane. Tried to sniff it. Didn't get high, sadly. So I just went out here and waited for you all to arrive.
All right. Well, go ahead and cordon off the area to be safe. You think it's
Telling me
propane?
to work. God damn it.
Yeah, telling you to work. I've got a multi-gas meter here, so I'm gonna.
As long as I get to put on the angel.
Okay, so
Taking
obviously
readings
I
with
will
it.
come in with you. I'm not actually going in with you, but I do need to see what you do. So you take an incident command, right?
Right, and I would call the area, multi-level, or what we're talking about, Burger Shot, so single-story edifice, no signs of fires from any levels. There is report of gas, however, going in with bunker gear to take readings and see if we can confirm what
Tommy Richmond.
the leak is.
More doors,
Entering
more
from,
doors.
I believe it would be, the front door would be alpha side, engine
Freeze
outside.
23.
Okay, and just to confirm, Jason, have you already,
10-4.
like, you've been given a load of cues on what it potentially is? Have you already checked up on the ERG on how to combat it?
Let me check through that.
Is there something alive?
This situation was not clear here. I'm going to back away until code 4 is given.
10-4.
Okay, so propane's a 115 in the guide.
think I know some of that anyway.
That's an iron core right there.
So, Mr. Officer, if you could get us a cordoned off area of 330 feet or 100 meters if you prefer.
Medic 3 is going to be clear from our latest 47. The situation was not clear and the injured person ran away.
I'll just radio my trainees to do all for work.
Alright, sounds good.
Yep.
Just going through the guide just a little bit more, because I do know what it is. So I said 115, just making sure we've got the proper area. It's not a spill at this time, so I have to deal with that. You have to make sure we keep any heat, sparks, or flames out of the area.
195 at MRPD.
10-4 was on the unit.
Okay. So let's go in. If you are ready. So you'll notice when you're going in.
Flashback.
Yep, and you'll notice when going into kitchen, the kitchen, you'll see the carbon monoxide alarm is alarming, and also your multi-gas meter is showing 2.2% vol on a LEL scale.
Let me double check with that. You said a 2.2, was it?
Yep.
God dang it. So, yeah, 2.2 does confirm it is indeed propane. Okay, so,
33 degrees Celsius.
hold on a second, sorry. Dealing with something real quick. Hold on a second, sorry.
Alrighty.
Mental thing.
91 degrees, sir. For fuck's sake, this measurement has no logic. You gotta put on fucking food.
Medic 3 is going to RTB.
10-4.
Okay, sorry about that. So,
Oh, no problem. It's all good.
Since we've got a leak, no fire at this time, if I'm reading the guide correctly, what we need to do is eliminate the ignition sources. So we've got to get the gas turned down. We can, however, use a water spray to reduce the vapors or divert the vapor cloud drift. So, but we would make sure not to direct that water at the spill or source of leak. So if we can, I would take a search around. Oh, go ahead.
I was just about to say, is there anything else you're missing, considering it's coming from a pipe?
I was going to say, we'll look to see if we can find a cutoff valve for it. Shut that down.
Mm-hmm.
And is there something I'm missing beyond that?
No. You can look for shut-off valve. You may notice that it's not an actual gas leak, so feel free to, yeah, do what you need to for the thing which is causing a leak. Look, what happens in Jesse's bathroom happens in Jesse's bathroom.
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
Andrew?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty weird explanation, you know, Thomas. That was a weird explanation, Thomas. Really weird.
Yeah, I've done weirder. Don't worry about it.
And like I said, once that was shut down, we would use the.
Fire
what was it?
rescue.
It was.
We can now take that bus for the person with taser prongs. We are currently up.
Where was
near
the
the airport,
part
I'll send a
in
ping.
the thing about where it says,
10-4
like,
buses
remember
en route
you were
and
talking about
please
how
just send a ping.
if it was
Hey, Berm, by the way, just for the ping, we are
if
underneath the
foam
bridge.
is gonna be safest out of all, where is that
10-4,
part?
thank you.
I'm like looking for that in here in 115
someone else
and
wants
I'm
to
not
get that. I
seeing
need
it.
to
I might be
go
looking
to the
past
bus.
it.
Before caution, the caution bit for
10-4,
LNG,
medic one will be
liquefied
en
natural
route to
gas.
the
But
latest
since you've already
request.
confirmed what a gas is, you could still use water spray. But my question for you right now is there, if there's no fire, do you need spray water spray, or do you need to use one of the other firefight equipment to sort out what's going on here?
Well, under 115, it does say for a leak, use water spray to reduce vapors. That's why I was making sure I wasn't missing something in the ERG.
Yeah. And then under large fire, it says in bold
happened?
letters a caution.
So
Okay, see, I knew I was missing something. Do not use water, right? Use direct chemical or high expansion foam, right? See, that's
But
the part I wanted to make sure I wasn't
what I'm
missing.
asking you right now is, are you sure you need to be spraying water on this? As far as I know, it's no flames coming out here.
No flames, but see, that's the part. If you go down in 115 to the spill or leak source, it does say use water spray to reduce vapors or convert vapor cloud drift.
Or is it?
Alrighty, and there's also other bit of equipment we can use, which I did say earlier, and it's you also were taught it in Fire Basic.
The ventilation fans could be set up.
Perfect, that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, well, it's just, yeah, since it mentioned about, you know, dispersing it with water, that's where I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing about what would have been better, water or foam in this case. Just to disperse the cloud a little before then setting up the fans after.
I'm just, yeah.
I would say water spray in this regard, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's just...
To be honest, either one. ERG is fair for either one, so...
Okay, so yeah, so would use get a hose in to at least spray the area with a fine mist and then set up the fans to further blow it out in the area.
Medic 1 is 1023 to the latest PD request.
Alrighty.
I just need to ask you a few more questions.
Okie dokie.
Triple
Is that
checking.
regulation, mister? Is that regulation, mister?
It's Jacob's regulation.
I'm just here to observe.
Alright, let's turn off this alarm because it is doing my ears in.
It's pretty hot today, so I gotta make sure I have a sun hat.
There we go. Okay, so did you have any questions with that, Jason?
No, it's just a matter of you got to be very thorough looking through that entire little section there where it tells you things.
Yeah. But most commonly, as I know what it's referencing, there was a situation a long time ago where I had that call at Burger Shop, and essentially me and Jesse just ventilated the area because it's a load of open windows around there and open doors, so you can just ventilate it easily. But yep, your water mist as well is definitely a usable method, as the ERG says.
Yeah, like and that's what I was making sure, and I would have done both just to be absolutely safe, and like a little bit of a water spray and then the fans.
Yeah. Let me just pick up that. Do you like our little setup of using a tiny pipe onto a mist machine?
Yep, that was very creative. well done.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, next is just one last one, which is more just example of actual miscellaneous, malicious hazardous, which is more question based. We don't have a scenario for this yet, so I'll just take you back in the end. We got one last thing for you.
Okay.
Evening, ladies.
Aye. Yeah, we're hoping maybe potentially eventually we'll get a scenario set up for this one, but this one's a bit more difficult to make a scenario out of, so it will be done, but just don't know when. Let's say you get a ricin call, like you literally get 911 through saying somebody's been poisoned with ricin. How do you handle that call? Like, what gear would you respond in? Now, you may notice when you try to use the ERG handbook, it will not show anything. So this is where the HAZOP file will come into play.
Right. Raisin. Was that the one that was the one listed at the top, the nerve agent?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it is specifically known as worded, but there is probably be nerve agent. Yeah. If it isn't specifically worded, you can just use the umbrella for most of them. And since even I can't find racing in actual wording on that, feel free to just use for VX nerve agent.
Okay, right. That's what I thought it was. So what was the exact question again?
First off, how would you respond to the incident?
Assuming that it was identified in our 47, right?
Yep, person down, PD said potential racing, and a 911 came in just before that saying, hey, I just poisoned somebody with ricin.
Okay, then you definitely show up in full PPE for that one. That one, let me brain a second here.
Oh, just a quick note, even if it says you use a certain medication to treat, if you're not for rank certified to use that treatment, you can't do it still. Best bet is getting them to hospital.
That's exactly what I was braining for. I was going to say make sure that in my case I have a paramedic available because atropine may be required and I can't do that. So that's what I was
But
braining
let's say
about.
if you're a hazmat technician, you'll still be lead on a hazmat call, but if you're calling a paramedic, tell them to wear PPE. Like, they may not be trained in hazmat courses we are, but tell them to all wear full PPE, and then you're in charge of making sure they don't mess up with their, contamination procedures.
Right. So yeah, it would show up in full PPE. Make sure, as I just said, have a paramedic available and they are properly outfitted as well, in case they are required to treat someone there, and atropine may be necessary. We would also need to make sure that there is going to be decontamination procedures for everyone. We would also want to cordon off the immediate area. Excuse me, hold on a second.
Contaminated!
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, let me let you read that just for a quick second. I need to quickly think. I just had something, a thought just pop up. I need to quickly sort.
Yep, no problem.
Seven two eight to Stafford.
Set it for South.
Could we get a 52 on Adams Apple and Elgin Avenue?
10-4, send us a ping and we'll send a bus out.
Ah, okay, sorry about that,
And
mate.
for-
So yeah,
Yep, no
what,
problem.
Howard, so let's say you're treating a patient, what would you give them for well, if you could give them, what would you give them?
Medic wants to clear the last
Well, I
call
mean, I
for
would have to
second
see what they're going through, because there's a number of potential reactions. That's why, like I said, paramedic would be tantamount for me, because that atropine may be necessary within my scope of things that I can give.
Yeah. Well, we don't really need to know exactly the treatments you can give. Obviously, I would think you would give oxygen and stuff just to help them, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you'd handle the scene more. Like, what do you like? Would you do hot zones? Would you do warm zones? Would you do cool zones? Sort of stuff?
Yes, you do hot, warm, cold zones, because with this one, it is one where, as you were mentioning, it can be kind of difficult to figure wind direction. However, in the case of this stuff, it is frequently a gas that is heavier than air, so you could at least set up your cold zone as high ground in the nearby area. So that would be where you would want to try to evacuate people to keep it out of the area, because another thing is sometimes just getting clear, good air can help people a lot from it. So yeah, you would set up your hot zone in the immediate area of potential exposure, and warm zone around it, and then the cold zone would be the nearest available high ground if you can get to some, maybe even possibly potentially on top of some of our vehicles if there was nothing else more immediately available.
Okay, yeah, that's a definite good answer. Probably better than my answer originally.
Okay. Then also you would
Okay,
make
so
sure...
how? Let's just say you've got the hot zone set up. PD have set up a cordon. You know, everybody's working. You've got a patient into an ambulance. How would you decontaminate?
So, with the decontamination, like I just mentioned, just sometimes getting to clean air is a start, but definitely the highest ground possible. But anyone who may have been exposed should also definitely get rid of their clothing, and should also rapidly wash their entire body. Further medical treatment following thereafter. This is also one that what are we saying? If it's something that should be pulled off over the head, you'd want to cut it off instead. You want to seal that.
I was waiting for that.
Okay, yeah. You want to seal that clothing plastic bag. Then a second bag after that.
If you're calling for PW, you're not going to get them on shared.
Just pausing for a radio. Then got to inform the state or health department. Yeah, sorry about my brain. About emergency personnel. Let me take care of that real quick.
The medic wants to take that call.
So let me brain a second. Hold on.
Yeah, it's all good.
10-4. Med 1, do you guys want to look up in Angel 1?
Have we got Angel 1 available?
We can do.
Right, I'm on my way.
I'll meet you down on the roof.
You can go call it.
Do you want me to get rangers out there to
Okay, you gotta inform local state or health departments about things.
Excellent, yeah.
Try to avoid touching any cafeteria areas if you're helping
That's
others
the rangers.
at all. And then also, as quickly as possible,
Jennifer, right?
wash that liquid. large amounts of soap and water.
Be advised, we got
Rinse
a
the eyes,
47
plain
call,
water for some
near
time.
the
Their
lumber mill.
vision's blurred.
Would you be able to
And
assist,
also
please?
definitely don't induce vomiting or give fluids
Oh,
to
I
drink if
haven't
it's been ingested.
seen that 47 come through. I can head up there and check. What was the exact
All good.
location? I'll set up a tack for you. It's going to be Chiliad Mountain State Wilderness.
Okay, that's basically
somebody got
everything,
attacked by
mate. I
murder
think
kids.
you're all good to be a hazmat technician.
Awesome. Thank you very much for
So,
your time
I
for
will
me.
jump on tack 4 if you
Yep,
want to join
I'm
me.
gonna process everything, and hopefully soon you'll be hazmat certified. I'm pretty sure I can just give it to you, but I'm still gonna send everything off to Jesse to make
Right.
sure I can to
Sorry,
give,
what was that?
you know.
Right.
But
I get
you
that.
should be, you definitely should be hazmat certified within 24 hours. How I'd say probably within an hour or two, because I am having a meeting with some people today.
What
So
tack do you want
yes.
the meat ranges on?
Now, if there is a delay, my 15-day
Rodeo.
waiting period doesn't happen until it's official. Like it starts from
Yeah,
when
it doesn't
it's
happen
official.
until it's official. Yeah.
Okay.
Andrew, will you come in as
So
well,
I just
or
need to
just me?
just make sure you let me know what day
Well, I
officially it goes
can.
through. Like if it's not today,
Come on,
please
quick,
like,
quick.
tell me in the future so I know what day to start counting from.
Okay, going up, sir.
Will do.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you
Well,
very much, Thomas, taking the time.
If you want a date, honestly,
Echo 27,
it's going to go in
Imperial
promotions
transition
anyway.
to Angel
Oh,
It's
right, then we
considered
can
a-
use it
yeah,
there.
Yeah, so
Okay,
you
right,
can
right,
use
right,
the date
right.
there, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, no problem. All sorted.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Right, you
appreciate
can get out of that now. You're probably starting to overheat a bit.
Yeah, well, I'm about 42, so I'll just go put the engine away and take care of it.
All right, you mate.
Med 4, 76 pillbox, medical in town, Sky 2.
Actually, give me 2 seconds. When you're putting away the engine, just give me an extra 2 seconds. I'll quickly try and sort something out fast.
Okay, be right back.
PD to Safa.
Abby.
Sending for Safa.
Can we have a bus to a location? We got a gentleman with taser prongs.
10-4, send a ping and we get a bus out to you.
A5, thank you very much.
Med 423.
Medic 3 is going to 76, latest Safa ping.
That guy is just too close.
What's your call sign, Jason?
Echo 75. He was getting a cert, Frank. He is now hazmat certed for fire and rescue, so he's one step closer to being a regular firefighter, promotion from junior. I had to go late Tuesday, too, because the city was on fire for a Tuesday. How are you doing, Frank? Good to see you.
Everybody, please congratulate Jason Langley on passing his hazmat technician course.
Woo, go Jason!
Hell yeah, congrats.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much again for making the time to do this, Thomas. I appreciate it. I know you've been going through a lot and have been kind of busy yourself.
Yeah, it's all good, mate. Today I was meant to be busy out of state today, but then it didn't happen. So tomorrow it's probably going to be busy for me.
Okay, well, I'm glad I caught you then. Thank you very much, and hopefully, maybe in 15 days, I'll see you for building inspections.
Yeah, just I would say count this officially now. I've already sent a documentation. I just had to read through. I can't really say exactly what, but I had to read through some stuff Jesse sent me a while ago, and yeah, basically just confirmed that I can just pass you on the spot. So.
Okay, awesome. All right. You have a good one, Thomas. Get
Angel
out there
1,
and
1023.
save some people.
You too, mate, and I hope you have a good resties.
Thank you.
23.
Echo 75, with that done, is detaching from engine 1 and going 42. Everybody be careful, be safe, have a good day. Everybody's busy on their calls. I actually wasn't expecting a response that time. They already said something, which was very nice. Yeah, let's just go with that. of this shit. Get rid of the vest, we can get rid of the gloves, we can get rid of the hat, we can get rid of the bag. Everything else stays or goes out. We can get rid of the note. We good. Where is there?
Med 4 back to NewDay RTB.
You know what? Let's just go really, really super casual. I need to make another really casual outfit. Working the free time, so come there's
PD to SAP.
Send it for Stafford.
Hey, I've got an individual here who's probably got a little bit of blunt force. Can I get a bus, please?
10-4, send a big level bus en route. A little bit of blunt force?
Just a little.
Can be on that recent team.
Yeah, Med 4 is right around the corner.
You have a good day, Ember. You take care, everybody. You be a good girl. Yes, yes. Be a good girl. You take care, Thomas.
You too, mate. I'm gonna see if boss lady needs to talk to me. No, she probably doesn't actually. Never mind.
Actually telling Ember to
I'm
take
waiting
care
for
of
Jesse.
you.
Actually, Jesse said he'll be around at this time yesterday.
Oh,
Today.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't believe it. He's not around.
Well, good luck catching him.
Engine 2 transition into Engine 1, and Engine 1's going to be 10 southern for 5 mics.
Sandy for correction.
And regarding that again,
Gonna-
Praise,
the one
again,
that
congrats
bag
on getting your
transport
start
for
date.
80
That's so
months
very, very
and
cool.
MRPD, any chance you can come down and get us? 10-4, we'll send somebody down for you. Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Sorry.
No worries. Oh, are they gone already? I was in the mood to treat myself that donut. I don't see any donuts left.
I was shocked. Yeah, all the donuts have gone. When I last looked, there was 12. So.
Yeah, it was just like 2 days ago. So we have a donut fiend
Yeah.
in the station.
I mean, it's good to see they didn't go to waste.
True. Well, I am taking some Italian cookies instead.
Fair enough.
You have a great day.
You too.
Things I look out for as a manager, ask questions.
Regional
listen.
shed, disregard shots fired up in the mountains on my position. It's going to be murder kitties on a positional attack floor.
Treat people well. Don't be afraid to ask for
Hey,
clarification
Frank, thanks
things,
for letting us
etc.
know.
Yep. Frank's a good one to ask too. Like I've told him before, Praise. It's way back in TSRP, I could tell just by how good he was at playing an officer that Frank is someone who's good with management type stuff. And it just came across in his character. So yeah, he is a good person to ask that question. And Frank, thanks for helping Praise out. Here's the thing, Frank, do you know what job? Have you been around it before when Praise has mentioned the job he has acquired and is doing? Praise, would you like to share, or shall I say it? So I know I have a link to that. I know I have a link to that. I'm looking to see if I need to fave place any of these things he gave me. That's that one. Yep. Praises actual going real life Leo stuff. Yep. Now, Praise, didn't you also at one point, you're going with the intelligence role is what you got accepted for, but weren't you originally looking to be, what's the term? Forensic evidence? Like working in the lab? Wasn't that your original go-to that you were trying to get? Alright, I want to copy that.
Med 14 code 4 back to NewDay RP.
Okay, there's that one. Got a couple of these links that he gave me that I don't have quick access to elsewhere, so I'm saving them for future reference if needed.
We're just checking. Right.
Right. But yeah, so originally, Frank, you know, Praise was going to be our own, Barry Allen, the Flash.
From the middle of the Mountain Lion Forest head to Toledo 1 Category 2.
Okay, where is this dot system one? I don't see this one. Oh, is it the ERG how to? Is that the dot system one? Yes, that's okay. So I do have a link to that. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool that, you know, Praise was, since you're a fan of Green Lantern, I thought you might think it's neat that he was going to be our own Flash over there. Praise. Yeah, well, now that once you get into the lab, you just get hit by lightning and a bunch of chemicals at the same time, and then the power's taken care of. So yeah, you got to have the job first and be in the lab first before you can get that part. Exactly. Okay, Frank. Warfare Christian went into forensics. I was able to give her him since he's able to transition. Awesome. A letter of recognition. Nope. Oh, that's very cool, Frank. Very cool. All right, Frank. Since you're here, since you showed up, you get to make the call. Should we go see Mia Kanemo doing Once Human or Reaver over fucking around in Dead by Daylight? Shocking, shocking. Reaver in Dead by Daylight. Whoever would have thought? No, did she really? Very cool. Very cool. Speaking of which, Frank, you know, no pressure. I know you're taking your break from roleplay, but do you have any plans maybe to do like another music stream anytime soon, possibly? Yeah. Gotcha. Completely understandable. I hope things ease up for you soon. All right, good luck with that, Frank. Again, congratulations to Praise for a start date. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Good old Frank showing up at the last second. Then everybody who's here earlier, like Reaver and Vale and Kiki and the lovely Miss Mystic. Please go give Mia a Croco Crash and a Croco High, and we will be back tomorrow. Unfortunately, the lovely Miss Galaxies will not be with us, and Misty's not feeling well either. She may not make it. So wish her some good vibes and hope that she can get some rest, but she's going to make it a call tomorrow whether or not she's going to show up. So we'll see what we're doing then. And hope you all have a great weekend since tomorrow is Friday. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all very, very much. Take care. I love ya. Bye-bye.